Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I don't see anyone here yet. Let me see if I can get some information to go to my friend Donna so she can see it too. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Can't do it. I'm not sure what I'll do. Hi, Brett. Good to see you, hon. Y'all hang on just a second. I need to send Donna a message. Not working. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to be able to send her one. Hi, Celtic. It's good to see you too. Hello, Metal. Good to see you. I'm glad you dropped by. How's the picture? Do I need a little more light? Hi, Ellie. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. There, now that takes care of everything. Okay, let's see. Metal's got here, City Girl Country Heart. Hi, it's great to see you. Idaho Hoosier, good to see you too. Hi, Tim. Wonderful to see you. Terry Maddox, good to see you too. Hello, Ruth. I'm glad you made it. My goodness, a lot of folks showed up all at once. Hello, Michigan. Thanks for the hugs. Well, I have to tell you all, it's been 6 days. They've been kind of difficult, but I'm making it through. Thank you, City Girl. All the hugs and all the prayers are appreciated. Hi, Joe. Good to see you too. Multitasking in the kitchen. All right, very good. My dear husband, Joe, David has gone home to be with the Lord. He left this plane of existence a week ago tomorrow. Hi, Sean. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. I have to tell you guys, I'm going to try real hard not to cry, but I can't promise I won't. Thanks, Joe. One thing I need to let you guys know, starting next week, I will be an hour later on this. I'm going to go back to church now that I don't need to stay here and take care of my husband. Thank you. Anyway, if I move the live stream to 2 o'clock Central instead of 1, I'll be able to get to church and still get home in time to be online on time. So, thanks, Brett. Well, Celtic, for the most part, I am. And I just don't enjoy crying. It always gives me a headache, and that's no fun. Joe, it went quicker than anybody expected. And thank God it was in his sleep. He just went to sleep and never woke up. So I can't say it was miserable. He'd had enough of that. Let's see. Well, thank you, Michigan. Hi, Stuart. Love you too. Thank you. It tends to come in waves. I've been pretty good this morning, but this, when I talk about him or talk to others about him, it gets. But I've been doing a lot of work around the house. He passed on Monday, and on Tuesday I did 11 loads of laundry. I found everything. I even pulled towels and stuff out of the cabinet to wash, so I'd have some laundry to do, and it worked. It kept me really busy. And I found something I haven't seen in a long time. I don't know. Hi, Susanna. Good to see you. Thank you for your message, by the way. For those of you who don't know, David and I had met in 1996. And I had gone from San Antonio to Nebraska, where he was, for a 2-week stay, and came back home. And later in the year, I went back to live. And we were there for 18 months. And I came back to Texas because he had a chance to go back to his ex-wife and felt like he needed to do that. So I understood, and I sent him back to her. And yeah, believe me, I'm claiming everything in sight. Anyway, when I came back to Texas, I found the picture I have in my hands, and I put it on the dashboard of the car, and it stayed on the dashboard of the car for the 15 years that I waited for him. And I didn't know that I still had it, but I found it when I was cleaning. That's my David in his late 40s. This picture is going back on the dashboard of the car. And that way, he'll be with me every day, every time I go somewhere, just like he was for all those years. So, I also have a great big one like that, an 8x10 that's sitting in my living room, and that's nice too. Yes, it is, isn't it, Joe? He had a whole bunch of those. He went and had them done, and they were, he was a very handsome man. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Who's trying to call? Hold on, let me tell him. Courtney, I am on live stream. I will call you back when I'm over. Thanks, bye. That's my niece. She lost her mom, my youngest sister, 3 years ago, and she has been a rock during this time for me. Thrifty, David passed away last Monday. That's what's going on. He was fortunate in that he went to sleep and didn't wake up. He died peacefully in his own bed. But it's difficult for me to face the world without him. I know, Brett. Courtney, is that you? Thank you for coming. Pardon me again. I hate leaky eyes. Yeah, Ellie, I've got a lot of support. You lost your hubby at 48 years. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. Well, ours wasn't quite that long, Idaho. David was in the electric wheelchair for 2 years, but only about 2 months could he not do anything. So, and you're right, he is always in my heart. Yes, he did. I'm sorry, Thrifty. Yes, we will see him again. And I do all the time. I look at my picture. Hey, that's a good one. I got sweaty eyes, people. Sorry. There. Now, 2017. Yes. 2017 was a tough year. I lost 2 of my 3 younger sisters in 2017 within 6 months of each other. So it was tough. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank goodness for Kleenex. Helps absorb sweat. I am blessed because I can go back and look at all of the live streams we've done. And I can see my darling again. Thank you, Lisa. And I have a lot of his writings. And for those of you that don't know, my David was a huge writer. He loved to write. And I have a lot of those I can go back and read. Oh, well. Thank you, Susanna. Hi, Loretta. Thank you, Loretta. So that you know, and everyone else too, I'm moving the live stream to 2 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock Central so that I can go back to church. Because since David has been sick, I have not been able to go to church, and my church family means a lot to me. So I hope it doesn't inconvenience any of you, but I'm just going to make it 1 hour later than it usually is. And that way I'll be able to see all you guys and see my church family. Wasn't he, Amy? He was an amazing writer. And it is amazing to have all that footage and have all kinds of pictures. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. In some ways, I hated to do it because I know that folks kind of plan their days around the live streams they want to get. But it just was really important, and I was hoping that y'all wouldn't mind. Lisa, he was. He truly was a wonderful man. And I was so blessed to have him in my life. We had a full 10 years. So that is really good. Now I have to figure out how to... Hi, Albany. Thank you. Now I have to figure out how to make it through all the financials without his income. And that means that my income just went down by 3/4. It's going to take some work to figure out how to do that. Yeah, thanks, Brett. Oh, you found us. Good. Y'all, this is Donna Sullivan. She's been my best friend for 40 years. And she has been my rock through this. Yeah, he was pretty special, Tim. You're right. And he absolutely adored everybody who came here on Sundays to meet with us and to talk. It truly was the highlight of his week. And he got up and came in and got on camera if there was any way possible. He got up here and did it. Sometimes it meant that before it came on, I had to get him up and get him dressed and get him into the chair, but he wanted to be here. So it was wonderful. And like I said, he went peacefully. He wanted to go in his own bed, which he did. So there will be, for those of you who want to know, we will have a memorial service, not a funeral, but a memorial service in late December when his kids are able to make it here. They live in opposite ends of the country. His daughter lives in Florida and his son lives in Oregon. So it's a long way to go, but they both are going to be able to take time off from school and work and come for probably a week. And Lisa, we don't realize how lucky that is. My dad was in the hospital. He passed away in the hospital, which was sad. Oh, Brett, it was the highlight of everything for him. He loved being here. That trip was wonderful. So, anyway, there will be a memorial service at the end of December. I don't know the date yet because I'm still waiting on the kids to get with me on when they can be here. His daughter is trying to come down probably Christmas Eve and stay for a week. At least I hope she'll be able to. We don't know when his son will be able to come because his son is the one that lives in Oregon and he's in school. And I don't know what his time off will be. So I'm very excited that they both said they can come. You learned you learned a lot from him, Thrifty. That's good to know. What did you learn? What kind of, oh, pardon me, I've got the hiccups all of a sudden. What kind of things did you learn from him? You know, Joe, like I said often in the live streams, it's like a group of friends sitting down together in our living room and just chatting. We both truly felt that way. We felt like you guys were part of the family and dear friends, and y'all would come and we would all sit down together. Yes, we did. We were there for each other in our first husband's passings. And now she's with me for my second one. My daughters have also been very supportive. My oldest daughter lives here in town, and she has been coming over in the evenings and sitting with me. And my younger daughter lives in Minnesota, and she's talking about coming and spending maybe a week or more with me. So I have a lot of wonderful people. Also, all of you. You used to talk about old computers and technology. That was a favorite of his. Isn't it amazing how that happens, Julie? They become part of your heart. Keep myself busy through the New Year's. Oh, believe me, Hans, I am. Thank you. I appreciate that, Farmer and Adele. By the way, which one is it, Adele or Farmer? Since both of your names are on the channel, I don't know who I'm talking to. Well, thank you very much, Lisa. Hi, Lake Ferry. I'm glad to see you too. Oh, good. Thank you. Hi, Bigfoot. Glad to see you here too. I want to continue to do these live streams every Sunday. They mean a lot to me. And Julie, right now, just lots of prayers. Lots of prayers. I have some huge changes coming. I don't know for sure, but um, I will have to sell my truck that David gave me for my birthday because I just can't handle the payments. There's a possibility I'll have to sell the house. But right now I just need the comfort. I know that the Lord, that this is His will for my life. He's always cared for me. I Tinker's life. There's no reason to think He'll quit caring for me. 6 pints of bone broth. That's amazing, Michigan. So, all of you, please remember it's in your prayers. It's going to be a tough time. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Thanks, Tinker's wife. I'm sorry. I really had hoped I would make this through without crying. I should have known better. I did have a little victory this week. I actually managed to get myself in control and get back into my bedroom. But it took me several days of sleeping on the couch or in my bedroom, in my chair, before I could do that. Well, it's good for me, Adele, but it's not so wonderful for y'all to have to listen to me boo constantly. Oh, Michigan, you have a wonderful time with your family. That's marvelous. Hi, Patty. Thank you very much, Patty. I appreciate it. That's true, Amy. That is so true. I'll get it in control in a minute. Actually, I've been quite surprised, Julie. The birds, I know they know something's going on because he doesn't come through and speak to them. Mine too, Amy. But for the last probably 6 months to a year, I have been the one doing all of their care. And so that part hasn't changed. It's just been the change of him not coming through and saying hello. And for the 2 weeks before he passed, he was in the hospital having those 2 heart surgeries. And they didn't see him at all. So thanks, Donna. So I think they're puzzled, but they don't seem really upset. They seem to be adjusting okay. I'm spending a little more time with them, or trying to spend a little more time with them than I did before. And that seems to be helping. The one that really seems to be unhappy about it is our cat. The dog, not so much, but the cat really, really, he used to sit in David's lap for hours. And now he goes over and jumps up in David's chair and looks around in circles and circles, trying to find a place to sit that feels right and nothing does. So eventually it gets down. So let's see. Michigan says, praise Lee and Lou were at church and feel better after the virus. Oh, that's wonderful. Newly COVID widowed Evelyn May be out of the hospital this week. She needs a lot of prayers. Still praying for you. Thank you, Michigan, and I will continue praying for Evelyn too. Which reminds me, I have my prayer list right here. There we go. I have her on the list. Pardon me just a moment. I'm sorry, that's gross, but sometimes it just has to happen. You see, not to change the subject, by the way, news of your new chair needs a total rebuild. Oh my gosh. Celtic, we're going to have to slap those people around. You need a good chair that works. My goodness. Hi, Lazarus. It's a tough one, but we're doing okay. My husband passed away a week ago tomorrow, and this is my first live stream without him. So it's a little difficult, but that's okay. So Celtic, how long until you get your new chair back, and will it be really fixed this time? My cat has started sleeping on the dining room chair that we have, that David used to sit in over here. That's the top of it, and he sits in that. So Susan's, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you. I will definitely add Susan's dad to the list. I remember chemo was a real struggle. Thank you. That's very sweet. I appreciate all the virtual hugs I can get. Believe me, they are wonderful. Well, thank you very much that you adored both of us. It's very nice to know that we have lots and lots of wonderful friends out here. Michigan, is that your first batch of bone broth? I absolutely love bone broth, and I drink a little bit of it every morning to keep my gut in good shape. And I can't tell you how many gallons and gallons of that stuff I have made. Oh, and I have to tell you all a funny. My mom wanted to know if she could make food to bring over to me after David passed. She said, I don't want you having to make all that food and everything. And I said, Mama, if I have to make room in my house for any more food, I'm going to scream. And she said, what do you mean? I said, you ought to see my pantry. So I gave her a little video tour of my pantry, and she could not believe it. So let's see. Your mom cleaned all things touchable after your dad passed Christmas Day of 2014. Yeah, that's the way I feel too. I'm just cleaning like crazy. Oh, it was your first. Well, congratulations, Michigan. That's great news. Thank you, Wendy Lee. I appreciate it. You just found us. Oh, well, welcome, welcome. Hello, Black's Tropical Homestead. Good to see you too. Tinker's wife, that's one of the things I wanted to let you know is starting next week, my live is going to be 1 hour later because now that I'm not caring for David, I'm going to be able to go back to church, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I hope you get a new one, Celtic. This has been such a terrible, terrible thing for you. Thrifty, I do not have a P.O. box. I don't know what to do. Maybe I ought to get one. But right now, I can give you my email if you want to if you want to contact me that way, I can give you my street address. Oops. I'm typing away and it's not even there. Okay, there it is. So you're welcome to contact me and I'll send you my street address. Your estate sale was this weekend. Very good, Patty. I've got to do an estate sale here too. I think it'll be a huge blessing for my Michigan. I have really missed being able to go and see my sisters and brothers. Our pastor has called and checked with us over and over again, but it's just not the same. We appreciate you too, Blacks. We really do. I think that church will help quite a lot, Ellie. I've always been an avid church goer. I enjoy the fellowship. I enjoy the music. I enjoy extra getting into the word and that kind of thing. So, hadn't thought about that. That or I can actually, well, no, I really don't want to spend the money on a post office box. Goodness, I'm not sure. I think so too, Tinker's wife. I really think it's going to help. I think it's going to help a lot. We have several widows in our church. I go to a little tiny church. I mean, truly a small church. Thank you, Bigfoot. I appreciate the prayers. On an average Sunday, if we have 30 in worship service, that's a big Sunday for us. So we're rather close. And we have several new widows there. Their husbands have died in the past year or two. So I know I won't be alone, and I know that there'll be lots of folks there who understand and who will love and support me. So I'll be doing that. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. Oh, snowing. How nice. It's 75 degrees and overcast here. There's no snow in our forecast anytime soon. On a good Sunday, we get 30. If we have 30, that's a huge crowd in our little church. Your old little church used to 1,500. That's quite a group, Celtic. Chris blew me a kiss on his way back out to the garage. Oh, how sweet. That's nice. Tell him I caught it and put it on my cheek, and I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a very small church, but very close. Our pastor is one of the youngest members, and he's in his late 40s. So, Joe had snow in the forecast this week. At one point, you had 4 feet of ice. Oh, my goodness. It's only gotten down in the low 40s here, and that only one night. Send some snow Friday to South Carolina. It's your boat and you want snow. Oh, goodness. I got to quit laughing with my hands on the table. I shake you guys around. It's the one you haven't complained. Yes. We had a really bad cold front last year, and it's not here this time. I was very fortunate. I broke one pipe that was above ground last February when we had cold, but it was easy to fix, and I had it fixed in a couple of days. Josh, hi, welcome. For those of you who don't know, Josh is David's son. Oh, yeah. A small parking lot does make for more gatherings. Yeah. It will be your birthday on Friday. Well, happy birthday, city girl. 71 in Charleston. Wow. It's 75 here. Josh, how did you do with your end of semester test? Didn't you have finals last week? Ah, I don't know what our church is doing about the mask since I have not been in 3 years. I guess I'll find out next Sunday, or maybe I'm actually thinking about maybe going there this evening for the evening service. I'll find out about masks then. Thank you guys for being so supportive of Josh. As bad as his father's passing has affected me, it's been even more for Josh. Yeah. I don't know how our church is going to be. I'll take a mask, and if I see other people wearing it, I'll put it on. That way, it'll be all right. On the other side of the state, 60 there. I've also been in contact with Kinder, Josh's older sister. We have kind of huddled the wagons in a family gathering, so to speak. Yes, it has. It was a true blessing that we had all these friends and that they all reached out to him and loved him. Oh, City Girl and Celtic are almost neighbors. If you guys lived that far apart in Texas, you would be considered neighbors. I got neighbors that live in Dallas, which is 5 hours away, so that tells you something about it. That's okay, Joe. That's perfectly all right. I've about run out of things to say myself. Thank you, Stuart. I will. I appreciate that. Are you a couple of hours away? You said you're not too far away. I know, Josh. You're right, Daffodil. Okay. Thank you, Stuart. Maybe back in the 20s, but it's not quite that far now. Celtic, you can make it across in one day. That's right, Amy. That is very true. Donna, are you asking me about my future cooking shows? Hi, Frugal Prepper. Welcome. It's good to see you. Okay. I have been thinking about it. Let's see. Josh, I'd like to take this moment to publicly read my undying. Oh, Josh, you're so sweet. You are such a wonderful guy. Thank you. It's nice to have a son. You truly are not indebted to me, Josh. I loved him dearly, and I did everything I did to make his life better. So that's right, Amy. He did. He did. Chicago is closer to Dallas than Dallas to El Paso. That's true. That's true. Hi, Frugal Pepper. Donna asked about my future cooking shows. Well, as you all know, David used to do all of my editing. So when I do new cooking shows, they're not going to be edited. Let's see, what did Joe say? Yes, he did meet us there. Trying beef stew in the Instant Pot. Oh, I'll tell you what, Celtic beef stew is wonderful in the Instant Pot. That meat gets so tender, it just almost melts into the gravy. In a fluffy bed that probably smells great. Don't correct me if you're wrong. Well, it's a sleep number bed, and he had it set for his comfort on his side. And I won't say it's fluffy, but when he lay down in it, it kind of curled up around him and held on to him. So you can take it that way. Let's see. Canned biscuits, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about doing, Amy. What I'm probably going to do is if I make a dish, I will make one in advance. And then I will make one on camera. And when I put it in the oven, then I will pull the one I made in advance out, and ta-da, through the magic of YouTube, I will have finished product to show everyone. But like Sean, the only thing I can think of is it's going to be a lot of extra food. The good thing about that is my neighbors up at the front of the property, my former brother-in-law and his housemate, they're big guys and they can eat a lot. So I'll be taking them a lot of extra food to eat. So that's not a problem. But that's probably what I'm going to do. I know that I've got a couple of other friends who do the non-edited versions of things, or started out that way, and I probably will do it. Magic of TV now is the magic of YouTube. Yes, Celtic, I did that on purpose. I guess you could say the magic of TV, because it is sort of TV. At least part of the neighborhood, Amy. Kate's Meals on Wheels, yeah. I do have some other good news, and that is that I had a talk with a friend of a friend yesterday about the possibility of actually fixing the garage roof. I've been getting bids, thinking that we were going to be able to file with the VA and get it repaired. And I got bids anything from $7,000 to $21,000 to fix the garage. And the gentleman who came over yesterday and talked to me said he could do most of it in one day, and that would be around $500, or possibly 2 days for $1,000. And that's so much less, and I think I can handle that. So no matter what, the garage has to be fixed. So yeah, I probably will do that too, Celtic. Meals on Wheels, yeah, right. Like to almost subliminally mention the 28th of December as a notion of an idea for the gathering of people. Josh, I'm hoping maybe the 28th, but that is my daughter Lynn's birthday, so we may do it the 29th or the 27th instead. I haven't gotten that far yet. I also have to see whether or not the church is available. So, excuse me. But we are going to do some kind of a memorial during the time that y'all are here. So, see, Julie says, cut it up and freeze meal-sized packages. I would do that, Julie, but my freezer is so full, I don't have room for any more meal-sized packages. Good, I have men to feed. Cooking only for myself, and it's so hard. Yeah, I looked at that too. I do have a couple of guys who will eat whatever I put on them. Whatever I take down there, they'll eat. They're both good cooks, but they like my food better. So I don't think I'll have any problem getting rid of the food. And I think I'll probably be cooking a lot of what I already have in the freezer. So let's see how it goes. Now let's see. I'm going to see whether or not, number one, whether or not we have internet at the church, because I don't know if we do or not. If we do, I will probably set up some kind of a camera and do a live feed from the church during the whole thing, and just not man it, just set the camera up towards the front so that when people get up to speak, they can be seen on the camera. But I don't know what else to do. So, again, Josh, it depends on whether we have internet at the church. It's an old church, a lot of old people there. I don't know, but we'll see what we can do. I understand, Brett, I really do. Kate's pantry cooking sounds delicious. Thank you, Stuart. Oh, Hans, I will. When the time comes, I definitely will. These two guys truly are also family, and they both stayed with me when I discovered that David had gone. They came from their house down to mine, and they stayed with me until his body was taken away. So they're very special to me as well. Let's see. Well, Josh, it's not the pay part. I don't know if they have the capability to have internet there, because we are out in the country. And out in the country, you just don't necessarily have the things you have in the city. So I'm going to be talking to Pastor in the next week or so, and I'll be able to announce to you guys, hopefully next week, whether or not we can do it. "10 minutes, Michigan. You take 10 minutes to vent, and then you put the weight on, and then depending on the size of your cans, it's 75 minutes for a pint and 90 minutes for a quart." Got it, Amy. You did a live feed for your sister's celebration of life. You did a hotspot from your phone. That might work too. I had thought about that, Wendy Lee, and I'll have to talk to them too. Josh, I would believe that, but that's okay because I do. So when you come here, you'll have plenty of food. That won't be a problem. Yes, bone broth is the same as meat. And to be honest, cooking bone broth or putting bone broth in the canner does not lose its nutrition, even if it goes a little longer than the required time. I have been known on more than one occasion to do pint jars for an hour and a half instead of just an hour and a quarter. So you're asking for directions on how to hard boil an egg? How long on dumping in Instant Pot? I'm sorry, Celtic, I don't understand what you mean. A day or two before I tested it. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. I'll have to contact my Carrier and find out how to do it. Okay, pan of water, cold water right out of the sink. Put your eggs in it, put it on the stove, and turn your heat on to medium, no more than medium. Let it, when it starts to boil, let it boil for 12 to 15 minutes. Once it's boiled that long, take it out, pour off the water, put cold water in there, and let it cool down. Then you can break it, and the shells will come off. If you peel them underwater, the shells will come off very easily. So, okay. It's all right. I wasn't being disparaging, Josh. Not everybody likes to cook like I do. I've loved to cook since I was a little bitty kid, so you're welcome, Josh. Anytime I can help anybody with kitchen chores and that sort of thing, I love to do it. Now, back to Celtic. Don't forget to salt the water for the eggs. Thank you, Donna. Josh, don't forget, put salt in your water before you start the eggs on the stove. And you don't have to put a huge amount of water in there, just some. Get back to Celtic. What are you asking about? You said how long to dump? Hi, Allie Oakley. It's good to see you. Bring the water to boil. Cover the eggs with the lid for 10 minutes. Lost all faith in Cato. Darn, Josh. I just make sure I peel the eggs underwater. And when you take them out of the hot and put them in the ice water, that tends to cause the membrane to pull away from the shell, so it's easier to peel. But the cold water or cold running water will slide into all those cracks, and that also helps them peel. What are you, Celtic, I'm sorry, what are you cooking? Hello, Grace. Welcome. It's nice to see you. Yeah, we've not been on an hour yet, so we're okay. I think, Josh, maybe you want to call her Michigan instead of Daffy. Oh, okay. In my Instant Pot, if that's what you're asking, Celtic, in the Instant Pot, it has a canned biscuit in the stew. I don't put the canned biscuits in until the stew is completely cooked, and then I just drop it down into the stew and put the lid on for like 3 or 4 minutes and check to be sure how done they are by touching them. Hello, Dolly. Excuse me. It's wonderful to see you. Welcome. That's okay, Amy. I wasn't catching on either, but now we know. Ross Bell, hi. Yeah, depends on how fresh the eggs are. Fresh chicken eggs don't necessarily peel very easily no matter what, but I find boiling them and then dumping them in ice water seems to help that a little bit. Dolly, I'm really glad to see that you're here. I want you and everybody else to know that starting next week, this live stream will start at 2 o'clock Central instead of 1 o'clock Central, because I am now going to be able to attend church again. You can do it that way too, Celtic. I have found that dropping boiling water eggs on ice tends to crack them too. The difference between the cold and hot kind of shocks them. 4 dozen eggs? My word, Josh, what are you going to do with 4 dozen eggs? I have 9 dozen eggs in my refrigerator, but I have 10 chickens out there. Use the Instant Pot for eggs, 5 minutes to cook, 5 minutes in ice water, and they peel. Ah, very good, Amy. Well, thank you, Dolly. Right? Yeah. Well, I was wondering how he was going to eat them. Was he going to make some deviled eggs, or was he just going to eat them hard boiled, or what was he going to do with them? Unfortunately, I don't have it, Joe, but Amy's the one that's been doing it. Deviled eggs is kind of like egg salad in the white of the egg. Take all the yolk out and smash it up and put uh, garlic and onion and pickles, depending on the kind of pickles you like, and some celery and some paprika, and shove them back in there and cool them. And they're real good to eat that way. I keep thinking about pickled eggs too, Dolly, but I really don't like pickles, so that's kind of hard to do. Hi, Grammy Karen. Wonderful to see you. Welcome. My husband, Allie. David stepped beyond the veil last Monday. He passed here in the house in his own bed in his sleep. So, thank you, Ross. This map shows the pins are for our subscribers. So, and then I have a few over there in Europe, but most of them are in the US and Canada right now. Take care, Donna, and we'll see you next time. See you tomorrow, I should say. Thank you. 68 and have never eaten egg salad. You know, Julie, a lot of people haven't, and it's not all that unusual for the South. Now, I live in the South. I've always lived in the South, and we eat it a lot. So, not a problem at all. But it is good. And especially if you like tuna, because it's a lot like tuna salad. Grammy Karen, thank you. He had been quite ill, had had 2 heart surgeries in the 2 weeks before his death, and was facing cancer treatments and several other things. And he went home to be with the Lord in his sleep when he was comfortable. And I'm glad for that. Dolly, one of my daughters lives here. Another daughter lives in Florida. Third daughter lives in Michigan, and my son lives in Oregon. So they're hopefully most of them or all of them will be here. So, and it's going to be a memorial, and it'll be after Christmas, probably the 29th, the 27th or the 29th. I don't want to do it on the 28th because that's one of my daughter's birthdays. So I'm not sure about that. Got a bot in the chat. I didn't see that, Stuart. How do you think that? Who do you think it is? I can't even talk. I'm going to see if you can push your schedule around a bit. Oh, that would be wonderful, Amy. Thank you very much. I do too, Julie. Josh, isn't it Corvallis that you live in? I think that's where he lives. I can never keep them. Stuart, I didn't even see that name. I didn't see anything going on. I thought your finals were last week, Josh. Sorry. Well, if you need to go and get ready, sweetie, you do that because that's important. I didn't see it either, Amy. Stuart, you're on the ball. Maybe I need to make you a moderator too. If I could figure out how to do it, I would do that. Okay. I want you to stay up on your studies. That's very important. Maybe it's somebody after Stuart. That's why we don't see him. Oh, okay, Ollie. Thank you. Well, if that person is a bot, that's the first bot that's ever been on one of my live streams. And I will be quite surprised if I get any, because I've been doing live streams a long time. Now, one good thing, Josh, is we're going to be here every Sunday. I plan on continuing this for as long as you guys will come around. Okay. Huh. Well, that's good. Like I said, I've never had one before that I know of. So I guess now I'm going into the big time. Now that I've made over 250 of my subscriptions, I think. Thanks, Celtic. Well, I appreciate it, Metal, because I like being bugged. Everybody is so wonderful here. I'm having a problem with my mouth being dry, so pardon me while I have a lifesaver. Hi, Tim. Good to see you. Yeah, I agree, Stuart. Not much, Dolly. For the past 6 months or so, I have been the one that has done all of their care. Since David got into his powered wheelchair, I know I just don't have any Celtic. Since David got into his powered wheelchair, he couldn't get into the room where they are easily. So he would drive to the door and say hi occasionally. Have to go work with you. Take care, City Girl. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for keeping me in your prayers. Anyway, Dolly, most of the things that their care has not changed. So they don't seem to be acting like they're upset at all. I'm hoping that it hasn't upset them. I was telling everybody, the one that seems to be our pet that seems to be adjusting or having trouble adjusting the most is our cat. Because our cat used to sit in his lap a lot. And he jumps up into the chair and goes round and round and round and round like cats do, trying to find the right place to be comfortable. And since there's no lap there to be comfortable in, he jumps back down and goes off in a huff. So, take care, City Girl, Country Heart. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you for dropping by. Now, folks, we've been on for an hour, and I know everybody has other things in their life, so I don't want to keep you. Thank you very much for coming by. I do thank you all so much for your prayers and your love. If you have any additional prayer requests, please let me know. I am continuing with my prayer list, and I will continue to pray. Thank you, Thrifty. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dolly. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Ross. Love you too, Lisa. Love you too. Well, I enjoyed having you here too, Michigan. I truly did. Thank you, Ross. He does bless me every day. Bye, Josh. Take care. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Tika's wife. Thank you, Scott. Y'all take care. I'm going to end now. Bye. I love you all too.